This is day 1584 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi. Today we're doing there Siman Shinchav Dalid Siv Gimel to Yud. Gimel. The case of Yerushar is that how do you reckon your 43 and the fifth Beitzim? If you fill a vessel with 43 eggs, there's going to be a gap between the eggs. Therefore, you should fill a vessel full of water. If you're and remove the water from the kli acher, and put in another vessel. And put the first vessel, 43 and a fifth eggs, and spill the water from the second vessel into the first vessel. And the water you left in the second vessel, you put in another vessel. And the vessel which holds them is the one which you should fill with flour. I'm not sure exactly how that worked, but seems to be backwards. Anyway, somehow I forgot the displacement. I don't know exactly how he did that. Because I've been, it says, it's 520 grams of flour in Egypt. He says you should not measure challah by weight. So show know this. He says, if you measure by weight, it's going to change. Because the weight of the relative weight of different types of wheat and barley is not shava. It's not equal to mishkom shavan, and all types of flour are the same weight by volume. I wrote this to be shir. Some people just measure 3 liter of kemach, whatever liter was in Russia back in the 1800s, as chalav shir to the tosu. It's a mistake because the Ram wrote shir b'mida shlosha kvart pachas mat. Little less than 3 quarts. 3 quarts and a quarter. Shureva quart, which is a quarter of a quart. 3 quarts even have a shir chal, that's the shir chal. Even though it's a little bit less, who can make that precision. Measure precisely. So Yiddish made a lot less than 3 quarts than it's supposed to, or to measure 3 full quarts. I guess when he said meaning even if it's actually a little bit less than 3 quarts to measure, should make it 3 quarts just to be machmer. So that's in the measure of the vessels. It's both. There's also a way to measure by fingers. Oh joy. She shall see. One which holds 10 by 10 square fingers per room. It's both by 3 exposed high. The cheese that's when 90 minutes by Bakura approximately shir challah. Chemida shesh bo zayin exposed pachas shnei cheese that's by a zayin pachas mishtei cheese. I'm not going to translate this because it's not relevant to us. People don't try to measure by exposed. Anyway, exposed is a big machlek. It's what they exactly are. Room shir exposed pachas the base cheese expo omed v'chol exposed elu heim. All of this, these fingers same rochav godel shar are a thumbprint. Hey, this, of course, is the famous Noda B'Yehuda, who says that our fingers are the fingers are off. And then Chazon Ish followed Noda B'Yehuda. He made the world tumult. These 2 shem. But the shir challah he used. He measured challah with a vessel with a measure of fingers. And he correlated that to shir of eggs. For having mechza and the number of the eggs were by volume were half the number of etzbas. In other words, for 43 and a fifth eggs were the equivalent of the half of the shir of challah. According to the measure of fingers. So you have to say one of 2 things. Either our fingers are double the width of their fingers. And the Chazon Ish think when to actually measure the fingers. That's apostle That's a very big chiddush to say that the generations are getting smaller in stature. I think they're actually getting larger in stature. Actually, since I'm not Yehuda. Must your eggs are half the size. Pesach, Mora, therefore all the shurim, such as Chayes and Matzah and Pesach and Mora, Bashir, Vis, Kiddush, Abdullah, Shir, Vis, for Kiddush, Abdullah, Arba Kaisis, Fil Shir, Main Beitzah, so according to the measures, it's supposed to be a Beitzah and a half, Ukazayis, Uchatzi Beitzah, and a Kazayis, which is supposed to be a half a Beitzah, so I have to double them. Kazayis has to be a Beitzah, or Vis, Kishlosha Beitzim, and Vis has to be like 3 eggs, and it's Tzlach, who is in the Budon, Arve Psochim, Kufta Zayin, or base. And evidently 2 other Gedolim held this, besides the Chazon Ish, evidently, the Gra and the Meister Rav, not in Bir or Gra, Simukov Hay says here, and the Gra Shaz, the Balatanya. So even to today, those are Madaktik or Machmir to double the Shurim. Basically, I'm Shir Chalab in the Shir, Beitzim, Kiflaim. According to this, you have to do double the amount by eggs as well by challah. Yet nobody said to do 6 quarts. How come? So that which he said that the eggs will become smaller in size don't require this. There's small and big eggs in every place. The egg used is not a large one or a small one, but an average one. Everything goes by a person looks at it and he perceives it to be average. But the truth is that for country, the eggs are not equivalent. Some places the hens lay large eggs. Some places the hens lay small eggs. Like we know, but from our own perception, since the Eretz Shloshim from some 30 years, Shumadin was saying from when that there was brought to this country, tiny golos, hen, mimerchakim from a distance, Praisisa, Galansky, but Beitzim Shalem Kimaki flying, Beitzim Shal Beitzim Shalom. Their eggs almost double the size of our eggs. Tam Meshach Azman, who Kavuhi Matani Goshim in the Senu, Skatnu Mata, now they became mixed in with our hens, and they become a little bit smaller. Chen Kosab Tashbeitz Shuv Zel Shono, Tashbeitz, right, keep right both, Shavas Ebachom Makamas, the fingers are equal in their stature all over. Not sure about that, but and Yoser Mechuvan, it's more precise in the Sabeitzim. And measuring eggs. Shem Shavas Chamakom, which are not equal in all places. This seems clear. When you measure a mikvah and try to correlate it to the measure of the eggs in these places, you'll see the eggs are much smaller than the measure they should be in order to constitute the shear of a mikvah. When the 2 measures in front of us are not equivalent, they don't correlate. This is where he writes, I'm astounded man, those who measure according to our eggs, the eggs are not equal in all places. A place where they are thick, Edom, like in Edom, wherever that is. Yesh Kama Shem Dachas based on the small quite so see Shmuel, wherever that is. I can't show. Here Tashbetzel I presume that he means Edom means Christian countries in Europe, and Ishmael means African countries in North Africa, but I'm not sure. Zayin, because I think the Tashbetzel lives in North Africa. Zayin, Ibra, however, the Nomar the Datohu Kazayis Sheb Dato Kazayis Kabetza Shalom. Can I say that a Kazayis is like the size of our eggs? Shasim and Shasim said, "Ain't basically the other Maxi Goes or Kabetza Tangos that a person can't swallow anything larger than the egg of a hen." Because it's talking about the feed Betza Shalom, Maxi Kabetza Blia Shnei Betza Shalom. So I have to say that according to our eggs, our Betza Blia, our throat could hold 2 eggs. But this is clearly not true. Our throats cannot hold 2 eggs. Maybe say at times people are larger than we are. And okay, it's not true. He made a big problem with that. Then they measured 3 amas according to the height of a person. There's Rova Poskim, most Poskim together with the head. And 3 amos is 18 tefachim. Shem Lamavav Virskis, which is 36 verses. And they all today also the Russian government measures people's heights when they take to the army in a similar fashion. The measurement of a person who's an average person, Shnei Arshin in Dal Virskis is 4 Arshin and 4 Virskis. Shengaki Lava Virskis, which is 36 Virskis. Danam Shagmar Shosh Arshon, because the Amasigamar are 3 Arshin. So Nimsa Dakom Shavas Marashas. So approximately, I believe, it was 5'8" when we learned the mikvos. 5 foot or 5'6" maybe. 5'6", I think. 5'6". That's 18 fachim. With being 3 amos. Anyway, he says stature people is the equivalent in our day and age of the time of the Shas. However, from a different side, one of them asked a question. How do they go by displacement of water, like he explained in the first, before in Siv Gimel? Says Revius of blood, when it's congeals, it's the size of kazais. And a Venus is considered, if you by displacement, a baitz and a half. So if you have a baitz and a half of something which is moist, only going to have a third of it left when it's dry. The water which 43 eggs displace, like when it solidifies, it's going to be a third. So how we reckon from water to flour? It's a question of Chasim Sefer asks. When the Mesorah them Shas Chachmei Shas, you know what I mean? The Kachlu Mesina the Beis Shamayim Lachim Kefi Kamuson as Kena Kamushel Kamach. We would say, okay, it doesn't matter. Whatever the water is at the time that it's moist is the amount of flour, even though flour is dry. But the person should go from displacement, something moist, to something dry. It's astonishing. Why would we say such a thing? The source was from Rokech, which is a Rishon, not Chazal. There he says mistaken in Rokech. Talking about peva beitzim. You take 86 eggs. Since flour is not a block, a clump like eggs, nor spongy like water. So therefore the shear is approximately twice 43. I've got the beitim shows by him, even though you said before by eggs need 3 times. It's very difficult. Yes, how we make up this reckoning on our own. So how can you make up a way of reckoning without a Mesorah from the Chachmei Hashas? A half, a third, what displacement becomes from wet to dry. So he says Rishonim must think this from the Shas. But they set the Reish back down. The notes there, Tanya, it says, okay, so there's a procedure mentioned Chazal. You bring a cup full of wine, maybe kazais agure, and bring average size kazais. Don't say you put it inside the shofar, and it flows out. If you drink that amount, you're chayiv. To seven reishim besukkah ma'isla ma'isla. This brought down several places. They did reckon from dry to moist. So they're the same thing from moist to dry. I can't say the Menozir because the Torah came that made by Menozir. This is the halacha because the Menozir is chayiv and kazayis, which is like a dry measure. Where do we say this is case by Nozir? The geffen tein rimon, and it says geffen tein rimon. The Toshin and the Gemara Erevin Daf Dalet says geffen tein revius yain Nozir. That but Gavin takes you a revius for wine for Nazir. That was local man this for the kazais. Well, fine, but that's not according to being it's kazais. Avadish can Kabbalah be Adam Lashar become a kamus lach. The kamus yavish must see some sort to displace from moist to dry. We kamus yavish lach and from dry to moist. Therefore, the words of our Chazal are sustained. Because if the shurim are not precisely equal. That's because eggs are not equal, like touch base weights. But our big eggs, therefore, we can reckon with half of them. Not sure why he says half. All the shir Torah which are kazayis. Oh, because half of base is kazayis. So too in terms of challah, nivar memgil beisim gedol. If you take 43 big eggs, v'adishtavel shir, it's certainly going to make the shir. As well as the davar kashul shar memgil beisim is that's kli gedola. But in any event, it's hard to reckon 43 eggs because you need a large vessel. Milchal shar mila shalchi, who can reckon the displacement of the vessel. Milchal mila koshu, and if you're missing 18 from the displacement, techison rabbi kli gedola. There's going to be a large, large surface area there. So it's going to be a large, significant discrepancy if it's a large kli movement. Obviously, it's best to use the thumb measure. And 3/4 of flour. You definitely can make the bracha. That's the why it's a custom chot with the and you should not doubt this at all. The Arukh HaShulchan's measure 3/4 comes out. If converted to weight, which I know it's not supposed to be, if it's converted to weight, it comes out to be more machmir than generally is customary today. So it's customary to take challah with a bracha of 5 pounds of flour. If you convert 3/4 to pounds, it comes out to 6.258 pounds. So when the Arukh HaShulchan says 3/4, or you can round it up to 6 pounds, it's still significantly more than the custom, which, because again, the custom today is on 5 pounds. So take it for what it is. That's it for tonight.